I'm going to rattle some feathers, and honestly I hope and intend for it to be the case, because I personally think the Pixel 7 and Pixel 7 Pro will be crowned the phone of the year, and that is especially more true when it comes to the Pixel 7, because what Google are bringing to the Pixel line this time around is a bigger upgrade and update than expected. Here's my reasons why. I say this first because with the new Tensor G2 system on a chip now powering both the Pixel 7 and Pixel 7 Pro, it's easy to get caught up and focus on just the raw performance and benchmarking numbers alone to define a true upgrade, and in most cases it's fair to expect this year on year when you get a new flagship device, and I'm still definitely confident we will see this with the Pixel 7 series. But Google's approach is a lot more special when it comes to the Tensor G2, thanks to focus improvements and additions like the new TPU, which is set to bring a massive increase in AI capabilities alongside Google's focus on core ML features that really set the Pixel apart from the rest. Take Google Assistant for example, which is pretty much agreed to be the industry best AI assistant, which is getting a major improvement thanks to the Tensor G2, like the ability to transcribe voice notes into text when you are in situations without headphones, or the ability to actually use the loudspeaker without the need to even play the voice note is just insane. This is honestly just the tip of the iceberg of what the Tensor G2 can do, and the fact that it's now on a new 4nm process, which should overall be more efficient and also faster while enabling some amazing improvements when it comes to things like the camera. And just remember, this is the same Tensor G2 in the Pixel 7 Pro that will be in the Pixel 7, which means the same core benefits and performance across the board. Now let's talk about the camera, and boy, let me tell you, this is one area of the Pixel 7 series that I was indeed expecting an improvement, but I did not expect Google to go at the first glance right now, especially at this early stage, to go as hard into bringing what could be the best smartphone camera experience for 2022 and beyond. It's obvious, the Pixel 7 Pro is the one getting all the shine thanks to the new upgraded 12 megapixel ultra wide, which is now 21% wider than the previous Pixel 6 Pro, and also has autofocus, which finally enables macro mode. The upgraded 48 megapixel 5x optical zoom upgraded from the 4x of the Pixel 6 Pro, which now improves on taking better zoom shots at 10x, 20x, and even further at 30x zoom. Now the main sensor, although does look the same, does have the ability to produce much better 2x pictures thanks to better image processing and using a more one-to-one sensor pixel readout to produce stunning 12.5 megapixel images, which is something I am really happy to see and especially test out. Backed with the new 10.8 megapixel wide angle selfie, the Pixel 7 Pro is looking solid. Now look, it doesn't stop there, because finally you can record in 4K UHD 60 frames per second video on all the cameras, and that is including the selfie, ultra wide and zoom, which was something that was completely missing on the Pixel 6 Pro, as it was just limited to the main sensor being able to record in 4K 60. This has me excited, and what I think Google might just be able to pull off is the ability to switch between all the lenses when recording in specifically 4K 60 frames per second without stopping recording on the same clip. Man, I can't wait to test and use the Pixel 7 Pro camera, but I'm more impressed with the fact that all those core features look to also be on the Pixel 7 as well. Yes, the Pixel 7 may lack the new ultra-wide sensor with the wider field of view and autofocus, and also the omission of a dedicated telephoto zoom, but it still does benefit from the new 2x zoom mode, and thanks to Google's super res zoom technology, you can digitally zoom up to 8x. But most importantly, you have the same upgraded 10.8 megapixel selfie, which can of course shoot in 4K 60 frames a second, which is one of my biggest requested upgrades I wanted from the Pixel 6, which was previously limited to an 8 megapixel selfie that could only shoot at 1080p 30 frames. Now look, sit tight with me here for a minute, because I thought I'll be done to really explain why the Pixel 7 series, in my humble opinion, is going to be crowned as the phone of the year. Is finally down to the fact that we now have video portrait mode in the name of cinematic blur, which if you don't know is one of my favorite features on a flagship smartphone. Now look, the jury is still out on how good it is and what the limitations are, such as being able to record in 1080p or 4K, or limited to just the main lens and not the zoom or even a selfie. Regardless, I'm hyped to test and also, most importantly, use this. And hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, then make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're part of Team TLS, the 10th level squad, so you don't miss any future videos on the channel. With that out of the way, let's continue with the video. But one very new additional feature and improvement is photo unblur, which is only exclusive to the Pixel 7 series Google Photos app. Thanks to the power of the Tensor G2, you are able to unblur, within reason, any image, even if it was not taken on the Pixel 7, which, take it from me, from what I've seen so far, is impressive. And wrapping it all up, the fact that Google are still heavily focusing on making the Pixel phones the most inclusive camera experience on a smartphone, thanks to the continued work and development of real tone for people of my skin color and skin persuasion. Real world testing is needed to verify all. The Pixel 7 and Pixel 7 Pro are looking to potentially have the best smartphone camera experience so far. Software wise, the Pixel experience is amongst the smoothest Android experience or even phone OS experience you can get right now, especially with the release and the out of box experience Android 13 brings. Both the Pixel 7 and Pixel 7 Pro are bringing faster, more accurate, and even more forgiving voice to text translation, even going as far as using emojis. And feature favorites like call screening. The software experience on Pixel is one I've come to really enjoy and appreciate. The one to really bring it home, especially in the climate of times we are living in right now, is the price. The Pixel 7 is coming in at $599, £599 with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage, while the Pixel 7 Pro starts at $899 and £849 with 12GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. Let a real-world testing user experience be the final verification of how good the Pixel 7 and Pixel 7 Pro will be. But even with that to consider, the pricing for both devices is just on point, especially the Pixel 7, because compared to devices like the iPhone 14 and Galaxy S22, for how much less you're spending and getting in return, that alone is near enough reason for me to call the Pixel 7, especially, my phone of the year. I know it's a hot take, but for now, until further notice, I'm sticking to it.